A very good morning and welcome to the game here today. We are here at the Sano cricket ground, of course, the home of Japan's cricket. And ultimately, we're just about to start the first game. We're going to get it underway, and this is between Sano and Men in Blue. We're, of course, here for the GSCL T10 League. 10 overs, that's all quick, short, and fast. And well, we're going to start very soon. A very good morning to all. We're here at this beautiful venue at the Sano International Cricket Ground. We're just about to get our first match underway. This is, of course, the JCL T10. 10 overs only, quick, fast, and rapid. The men in blue have won the toss and they've elected to bowl. And well, the boys of Sano, or the men of Sano rather, they're going to have to bat first. Well, it's 10 a.m. We're about to start, and it's good weather out here. About 27 degrees, a little hot, not a lot of precipitation. Well, this is, of course, the JCL T10 brought to you by the Japan Cricket Association. The umpire gives the okay. Waiting and just about to start. Salman Khwaja and, of course, Balakumar Rajaram, the umpires today. Just looking for the indication. Meanwhile, you can see Vishal Patel holding the ball there. And we're almost about to underway for the first ball of the game. And here we go. We've begun. And a good shot right there to find the gap, of course, in the power play, remember. Good start from the left-hander. Now, the right-hander comes onto the bat to face the first ball. We have And once again, this time Vishal Patel now get a good connection, but in the same area, and the fielder will come in, and that's another single. So start off with two singles, not too bad. Just rotating strike. Remember, the first 3 overs are, of course, the power play. That's where you maximize your hitting. But you know how the T10 works. Every over is crucial. You don't have time to think. You have to really get off the gate, and if you try get those boundaries. Right here, they try to find the gap. Straight away, run for another single. Well played towards mid-off there. And now just looking for the field positions once again. Remember, they'll keep changing because they're facing two batsmen with alternate preferred hands. This time towards the leg side. And two fielders converging. He just leaves it for the other one. And I think that's going to be a chance to come for the second. That really does that. So Kola Surya, of course. Now, once again, this time over the fielder, and is that going to go all the way? It's catching up speed, but he couldn't stop it in the end. The fielder converging, but just slipping under his hands. That's gone for 4 runs. So the first boundary of the game. So 3 runs of the first 3 balls, then a couple, and now a boundary up to 9 runs now. And looking to finish once again in a good way, but this time the fielder's there and alert, and I think that's going to be a no. So No runs there. And ultimately, that's it. 9 runs in the first over. Colosuria and Sakurano Thomas getting underway. They've had a good partnership, remember, across the T20 games as well. And this time in T10, they have to make sure that they get underway quick and fast. Just waiting for the over change and change over. Now, you can just see some instructions from the bowler, just trying to adjust the field setting a little bit. Maybe just get it in his favor. It's Love Singh who steps up now. And remember, this is the first game, so this is going to be the game that sets the momentum, sets the tone for the rest of the league. This is the first game of the T10 league season. And that's where you can see players just maybe gauging the pitch a little bit and trying to understand at what rate they can accelerate. Surya now. Plays it well towards the leg side. Are they going to get a two or just a single? Wow, good running. Really good running there. That's exactly what you want. You want to maximize every opportunity, every slow piece fielding, and then you want to try and get those runs in. He found that gap. No one really there at point. Someone having to count, just converge there. But that's good. That's good for him. Singh now with the ball. Is he going to change something up? And that time just swings a little bit more than he would have liked, but ultimately got well by the wicket keeper. And this time you get some good contact on it. It's in the air. Where's it going to travel? The fielder having to run backwards but couldn't reach there in time. And that's going to go for 4 runs. So, really good striking. Once again, gets good purchase on the ball there. And that shot getting him 4 more runs, getting him boundary. The second boundary of the game now. Now, looking for something different now, Singh, isn't he? This time, well bowled, really well bowled. It's hit well towards the fielder there. You can maybe limit it at a single if, well, it was a little difficult, but still, I think good fielding there in the end with the bowling. Good return bowling. That's what keeps it at a single. Because the team is out to play. This team is out for action. They're out for blood. That's exactly what you want to stop. You need to stop their momentum, and that's what they've done. This time, well bowled to the right hander. So a good comeback after that for a single and a dot. This time once again tries to find something, but the wide. That's what the umpire says. He's not too happy with that one, but they'll have to do. That's what the umpire believes. Now once again, this time a little wider, but he plays it and he plays it towards the fielder that is closer to mid off, just getting a single there, and that's gonna be that. So that's going to bring the over to an end, and that plays up at 18 runs from the first 2 overs, consistently scoring those 9 runs each over. 18 for no loss at the end of two between Surya and Sakurana Thomas. how they're going to pick up after this, because so far it's been decent, but they need to pick up some steam. So Vishal Patel back in the attack now. This time a swing there, but good fielding. Really, really good fielding. Stop that shot really well. Remember, this is the third and the final over of the power play. And really good fielding at point, because that could have gone for four. There was no one deep there. And he saved 3 runs for his team. Now, once again, in the attack this time, slower delivery and straight to the fielder there. But they're going to get another single. But that's all it is, because the fielder at mid on makes sure he sends it back with interest. Now, once again, Vishal Patel. This time, good contact, really good contact. It's in the air. Where's it going to go? Well, it goes all the way for 6. That is a maximum, because when you hit it that good off the bat, well, it's going to travel, and it's going to travel long. That is really well hit. Really well timed out of all things. So, Sakurano Thomas leading from the front. And this time trying to shoot the same shot once again. Ball just spinning the other way and not getting the best of contacts, just off his pad there. This time again over the fielder. And where's it going to travel? It travels for a 4. So 12 runs of this over now. And there's a ball to go. There's one ball to go. They're up to 30. This is the over. So the captain said, all right, let me do a little bit more. Let me just get into the groove, and let me just lead us to a few more runs that we want. 19 runs up for him, and Kolasurya 10 on the other side. Doing a good job. Now, here he comes on the attack. This time, once again, gets good contact, but it won't fly all the way as much as he wants it. And the wicket has been taken on the final ball of the over, on the final delivery. The captain, Sakurano Thomas, goes for 19 from 10. And this is the end of the power play and the over. 30 for 1 at the end of 3 overs. Good striking, but they've lost a crucial cog now. Wicket number 1 is down. More to come. So we're ready now for the over to begin. The first over after the power play here, the fourth over getting underway. And as tradition is, it's Mo Tabriz who comes out. to bat. He usually comes out at number three, and he's done so here as well. Can Surya and Tabriz form a partnership? Another 20, 30 run partnership, and that would put them in a good position if they can do that over the next 3 to 4 overs. Of course, I think they would love to target something close to 100 if they can. And now he starts with a good shot. Is it going to travel all the way? Yes, it does. Wow. That has been a massive maximum, a gigantic maximum. And starts off with a six. Wow. Straight off the bat there. He's taking no prisoners. He goes for the big ones. Right there immediately. So that takes up to 36. And Tabriz straight away. Now, Manvi once again. First over for him, of course, this time a little bit wide and does better with it. Still going to get a single. Surya up to 16. If you just look at the approach overall, I think Sano have been really well, really done a good job getting out of the gate strong, imposing themselves on the men in blue. Well, a couple of wickets could really change that up, and especially when the captain goes, you feel confident for a little bit. And now once again cuts at it slightly, but the fielder is there. He's alert. He's doing well. Good job once again. Now Tabriz on strike this time. Good contact on it, but it's gonna miss the fielder and go for four. Well, he's found a four once again. Tabriz 10 runs in this over already. 10 runs from two boundaries in this over. Tabriz getting that four. Surya getting that six earlier. Up to 41 now. So the team with the home advantage taking and making the most out of that advantage already. Now the brace on strike. This time cutting it slightly straight to the field. Are they going to squeeze a single? Yes, that's smart running. They tried that a couple of times earlier. There were two dot balls before the boundary, but they didn't want to end on that. So take a single in the last ball and move on to the next over. It is. That brings it to 12 runs in this over as well, and it's up to 42 for one at the end of 4 overs. Final ball now. It's in the air. It's in the air, and it's gonna go all the way once again. So wow, that's in the air. That's hit large for another maximum. Well, that brings about the end of the over, and there were two sixes and a four there. So ultimately, that takes you up to 48 at the end of 4 overs. Now up to 48. 4 overs are over, and we're close to the halfway point, the fifth over in front of us. Now we begin once again, this time with good defense. Well, that's needed, and that is important. And that's exactly what we've seen here. Quick bowling here, back to back, with of course now Sandeep Soni bowling, and now straight to the fielder against two dot balls. That's a good start. That's a really good start for the men in blue in this over because they're up to 48 already, the batting side, and they're getting a little free. Oh, well, that's bowled well, and he's got his man. Has he? Has he? There's an appeal, but I don't think the umpire thinks he got anything on it. Well, then really good bowling once again, and the pressure building. Now they're coming for a single. No is the call from the non-striker, and that's where you can see the pressure building. Four dot balls here. Look at the command he has on the ball. Look at the way he's spinning the ball there. Really, really well done. This is the kind of over you need after things are getting underway because this brings on the pressure to the batting side. Gets the first runs of the over there. Just a single. Wow, really well bowled. This time, tried to hit it. Now is it going to run behind? The fielder just trying to stop it. It's going to be another single. And now, oh well, a little bit of an overthrow. That's a little untidy, but that gets them another run. That brings up the 50 as well. So 51 now, but a really good over at the end of the day. Really well bowled. Just 3 runs in that over amidst and amongst overs that are going for 12, 15, and 17 runs. Well, this is what you need. This is the kind of over you need. And that brings up the 50 though. So 51 for one at the end of 5 overs. 18 runs in the previous over. Just 3 runs off this one. We're going to see Sony again, I'm sure of it, for his second over of the game. Now, once again, this time Singh comes back in the attack, and the left-hander just getting something on it. Or did he? We have to see, but it's rolling and it's rolling. Can the fielder reach there in time? I think he has. He has, and he sends it back just on the boundary rope of it being a four. And I think they've got 2 runs out of it. We just double check with the umpire signals. Two runs there, starting with two. Tabriz, Mo Tabriz now on striker's end. Chasing of Love Singh, and now there it is. He strikes. He strikes, and he gets his wicket as well. And the important man, Tabriz, now taken. You can see he went for that swing. He needed a maximum. The last over, this is what it does. If you think about it, psychology, you think the psychology behind it. The last over, 3 runs off it, it builds the pressure on the batter. It knows that no, they know that they have to start striking now in this over because the overs are less. You need to get those runs in. They've done that early on, but it's not always enough. And this is what it does. This is exactly what happens in these kind of situations. And when you create those kind of situations, quite a lot, it's the time where the batter plays the shot, which he usually would have not, and the opening has arrived, and the wicket has been taken. Now, once again, this time, good delivery into the gap there. Maybe this time, can the fielder get there? Yes, he does. Can they come back for two? I think there's enough time. Yes, and they do. So 2 runs, a wicket, and two again. Of course, this time you have a new batter on the crease. Chihaya Sekine is the man who has arrived before Devon Van Onselen. Usually have Devon sometimes come after 2 wickets. Good purchase on that one, well hit. But the fielder there at square makes sure it's nothing more than a single. We go once again. This time stepping to it and trying to be a little brave, and he has to run back. And he does that. He does exactly that. So you can see the rotation of strike on it once again. But they need a boundary. They need a boundary, don't they? This time, good bowling once again. So you can see this is the kind of recovery bowling that you need. Just 6 runs of this over as well, and that brings the over to an end. It's 57 for 2 after 6 overs. The last few overs really working out well. So now 57 for 2 at the end of 6 overs. The last few overs really going to be crucial. And here you have it. Well, starting with a good shot. That's going to go all the way, isn't it? Six comes up. That is a maximum. That is huge, and that's traveled all the way. Remember the first over for Sony, just 3 runs off it, and now the second over, he starts in front of us and it goes for a six. Well, that is huge. Now, this time again, a similar action. The Colosura trying to find the gap. Just a single, and he's up to 32, 32, 33 of 14 now. And he has been a really, really big thorn in the side of the men in blue here today. He's played a really good innings, especially for a T10 game. 33 runs, that's huge. It's really nice. Sakine now. This time, sweeping at it. They're gonna get a single. Are they gonna come back for two? No is the answer. This time in the air. That's gonna go beyond and just not gonna be able to keep it in there, and that is gonna be another four. So ultimately, they're going for the big shots this time. Sony with a really brilliant over the previous time, but this time the left-handers are proving to be troublesome. 6 and a 4. already. 12 runs in the over, two balls to go. Swings there, and this time couldn't do anything. So that's good recovery. This time, playing it towards the leg side. Is going to find the gap. Yes, another brilliant shot there towards deep cover, and that's going to get them 4 runs. Wow. So that is a massive over to end on. Really, really massive. And ultimately, it's 73 for 2 at the end of 7 overs. What an over. There's 16 runs of it. Imagine 3 runs in the first over for Sony. We thought he would really, really have some magic in store here. But this time, he's gone for 16. 19 of his 2 overs now. And you have Gurdeep Dua now coming in for the 8th over. Is he going to bring about some change in fortune? Is he going to take a wicket? Maybe even two? We'll see. Setting up the field. Now, Deep Dua, right arm, and this time it's in the air. The fielders are there underneath. And can he reach him in time? He just could not that time. It was a little too much for him. But that's a good start because he created that chance, opportunity of a wicket there, possibilities. That's what you want. That's what you need. 2 runs there. They need to break this partnership, the bowling side. This time towards the leg side. I think it's going to be a wide. And yes, it is. Now, once again, he's in the attack. This time towards the offside. And now you can see the wide action came up. But remember, you can always have stumpings and runouts on the wide ball as well. And that's what Sakina had to be aware of. Just but get back to the crease in time. So a couple of wides, a couple of extras. You want to avoid those. This time hits him on the leg. I think it's gonna get a single, and that's all. So 5 runs of the over so far of the first two deliveries. More so because of the two wides. But overall good deliveries. Not a lot of opening for the batters to swing hard at. That's important. Now Surya facing off this time, trying to swing, gets good contact on it. Is it going to go all the way? The fielder can't do anything about that. That just goes, crosses for a boundary. It's 6 runs. It's a maximum. And they are going for it completely. No matter who comes up, who turns up in front of them, they're going for the six. And Surya up to 47 now. Is he going to get a half century in a T10 game? This time, good contact once again. It's going to get him a single. Are they going to come back for two? No, is the call. 48 up for him. 85 up for Sano. This has been an absolutely monstrous display. Except for a couple of overs in between. They've gone huge for almost every over. And now 12 of this over already. Good contact on it. Hits it towards the fielder. Sends it back from long off. Another single. 13 runs of the over now. Now, final ball of the over. And just swats at it actually. Very unusual action, but brings them the run. And ultimately, it's 87 for 2 at the end of 8 overs. And Surya up to 49, and he's on strike. He is on strike with 2 overs to go. So, Kolasuri up to 49 from just 20 deliveries. Sakine 8 from 7. 87 for 2 the score in 8 overs. And we go at it once again. This time, another swing at it. It's going to get them a single, and that brings the half century up for Kolasuri, doesn't it? Starts with a single, and he gets his 50 up. You can see him just slightly raising his bat towards the dugout there, but he deserves more. He deserves more, doesn't he? He's really done a fantastic job. The 50 up in just 21 deliveries. Massive, massive performance. Sekine, on the other hand, now he needs to accelerate. He needs to go for something big as well. He saw the action, but I think he committed to it a little too soon. The bowler read that. So 88 up now, and it's just a free for all now. They have 8 wickets in hand, so I think they know they just need to go for the big ones now. Swing and a miss, good bowling, really good bowling. Now running for a single. Can he get a direct hit? No, he cannot. He does not go for that. And I think there's an appeal from to the umpire that maybe a slight stumping call there, but I don't think so this time. Just gets that single through. Now, once again, Mahesh with the delivery. This time, it played a little bit wide there. Worked out to be a good ball after all. Just a single. Singles are great for them as long there's not a lot of boundaries in the over. Anything that goes for ones and twos, I think they'll happily accept. 3 runs of the over so far. 90 comes up. They can target 110, 120 if they can, keep scoring the same amount of runs per over. Maybe 10, 12, 15 runs and over. But they need to get that target. This over is turning out to be favorable for the bowling side. Now Mahesh once again. This time. And well, there's an appeal. There's a shout. But I think it was going down the leg. It's maybe going to get them another single. And well, there it is. So a single, that is it. And it's 5 runs in the over. 5 runs in the ninth over, which, in all things considered, is an absolutely brilliant over under pressure. So it's 92 for 2 at the end of 9 overs. This is good containment. And the final over now to come, is it gonna be the man Gurdeep Dua once again? Looks to be. He's gonna take responsibility. And why not, you would say? He's the captain after all. So Gurdeep Dua here in front of us, facing Surya. Now, here we go. Final ball. Final delivery of final over. Actually, it's in the air. And just a single there, actually. Looked like it would travel. They take two. Good running. Good running. Remember, this was very similar to the first ball of Gurdeep Dua's first over. A chance, a semi chance, if you say so. This is the final over, of course, not the final delivery. The first ball goes through. 94. 2 runs. Now, this time I think that's going to be a wide, and he's going to leave that one. Extras, those need to be avoided. Once again. This time, Not a lot of contact on it. I think it's gonna maybe be just a single. Someone needs to be at the wickets. I'm not going for the single there actually. Opting not to. Maybe he just wants to play the final over the shots. Maybe he trusts himself to go for the big shots. We shall see. This time a wide. So now, once again, extras are always well loved by the batting side. This time swings on it, gets something on it, and that goes all the way. That finds the gap. I thought the fielders would converge there, but not this time. So this pattern very similar to the previous over of Dua. Remember, it started with that opportunity, then a couple of wide balls, if you remember in the previous over as well, and then a boundary. So with that, the 100 comes up, and now it's in the air, just nicked behind. Is going to go for four. There's no fielder behind. Can he get there in time? The outfield is slowing it down and massively slows it down. So 2 runs more. But the 100 has come up, and now it's 102 with 2 balls to go. 10 runs in this over already now. 2 balls to go. And Kala Surya, he's backing himself up. Now, this time trying to get some contact. Good fielding. He sacrificed his fingers there. If you see, that could have been two. That could have really been 2 more runs, getting Kala Surya back on strike. But really good fielding there by Dua. Because there he put his hand right where he needed to stop it from going through. And that saves 2 runs for the team. They could be crucial come the end. Final ball, final delivery of the first innings now. And this time, once again, trying to find the contact there towards the boundary. Is he going to come back? Yes, I think they will. Good running, 2 runs, so 62 comes up in 29 deliveries for Kola Surya. What a massive, massive performance there. And ultimately, it's 104 at the end of 10 overs, 105 to win for the men in blue. It's not a small target. It's not a small target at all. They need to get going straight from the off. The pressure is on, but the chase is on as well. 105 to win. We're going to get back very soon for the rest of the chase. That is it for innings number one. I hope you enjoyed so far, especially Paul Surya's batting. We're just going to have the statistics for you come up. Just have a look at the innings gone by. But so far, this has been a massive performance by Sano. You can see Sean Surya from the get-go. He's been not out right till the end, 62 of 29. He wasn't accelerating as much when Rio was playing. Remember, Rio was going for the big shots, 19 of 11. Really good contribution as well. Tabriz, again, as well, 8 from 10. Not his usual self, but still got a few good shots in him. And Chias again, of course, 10 from 10 as well. But the man called Surya, 62 runs, has been the beacon, the shining light for Sano Cricket Club. And now 105 is the target. 105 is the chase because 104 put up and 5 extras ultimately by men in blue. So very welcome back, and we're about to be underway here between the match between, of course, the Men in Blue and Sano Cricket Club. This is, of course, the chase, the second innings about to get underway. Remember, 104 scored in the first innings, 105 they need to win in just 60 balls. This is the JCL T10, the first game of the season. And we get underway, and here we go. First ball off the chase. Starts with a good ball there. Really good delivery. That's what you want. That's how you want to start if you're the bowling side. Once again, this time, good delivery. So, two really good deliveries. Remember, the pressure is on. We need 105 in 10 overs. So, of course, very simple calculation 10.5 in over. And Sakurano Thomas, the captain, says that I'll take the responsibility from the get go. Now, once again, with the delivery. And, well, there's an appeal. There's a shout, but nothing of it. And, a wild throw there. Opportunity of taking a single from the leg by there, but nothing too much. So, really good start. This is early pressure. The first 3 overs, power play, of course. Vishal Patel, who was good with the ball, and Homik on the other side. Now that's going to be wide and saved well by the wicket keeper because that could have gone before. That could have really just sped away. The outfield is fast that side. So that's the first run on the board. Three balls up, and now Patel facing once again. That's going to be a wide again, maybe. Yes, here comes the signal. They're happy for that, but you can see the pace with which Rio is bowling. It's turning out to be a little difficult for them. So 2 runs so far, and every over that they don't meet the target, the run rate is just gonna shoot up. So they know they need to get boundaries in, but Patel finding it really difficult at the moment in the power play. He's not able to get the right amount of contact that he wants. That's just gonna add more psychological pressure. You don't want to start that way. 2 runs so far. Once again, this time couldn't get contact, can't get any purchase on it. Just not happy with the shot selection so far, Vishal Patel. So it's a dot, 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 wide, wide, and dot, dot. Is it going to end with a dot ball? Is it going to end with something different? They need a six, I would say, at this moment, at the bare minimum. Well, the man in blue, Vishal Patel, this time he gets good contact. This time, is it going to fly? Yes, it does. Well, the commentator, he said it. He said it, didn't he? Now, 6 runs to end the over. And not the worst over in the world now because it's 8 runs. It's Sagrano Thomas, after all the efforts in the world, just that six in the end, bring it to a close. It's 8 runs of the first over. So Aziz looks to be the man who's going to take control from the other side. Now, Bhomik on the striker's end now. He's going to face his first ball. Aziz in the attack. And Bhomik gets good contact on it. It's going to only be a single. Maybe not even that. It's too close to the fielder. But he got good contact there. And they know that the six in the end was a really important six by Patel because it's 8 now. And they're a little behind. They could have been really, really chasing. Now, needs a 11, 12 run over this time. Consistently need to get those good overs, and you need an over that takes you up to 16, 17 because every over is not going to give you 12 runs. This time, try to play it behind. Well, gets good contact on it. Not the angle he would have wanted because the fielder, he's there, he's present. They're going to come back for two, and they run back in time. You can see the fielder was closer to fine leg that time, and that's why he was able to get there. But they still get 2 runs off it. This time, stepping to it. Just cuts it slightly in the end. And there's a chance there. The run out. I think the run out is on. It's on. It's been given. It was clear well. Tried to sneak that single there, Bomik. And Vishal Patel has been dismissed. The first wicket has fallen. That was a brilliant directive. You have to take no credits away from that because the throw was amazing. But it was always going to be difficult. You always played with fire there if you went for that run because you knew the throw would always beat the man running in. It was so close. It was too close for comfort. Palmer chose to take that risk. And well, ultimately, he got sent back. and lost his wicket. He chose to run too far out and then chose to get back in time but could not. So the first wicket has fallen. This is exactly what they needed. This is the perfect start that it can be. Sano Cricket Club. Now, Aziz, once again, he's managed to get that important run out for his team, managed to create that moment. It was, of course, a dot ball to begin with, then two, and that wicket. Now the single getting Vishal Patel on strike. Of course, you have none other than Karan Bacheta. Karan Bacheta and Vishal Patel now. Patel now. He got that six earlier, so you know he has a good shot in him. Left that for a wide. They need runs in this over. He knows that. They have just two balls to make something out of it. Just four runs in the over so far. Three runs. And now, really good ball, but played well. No runs there. But that could have really, he's a little uncomfortable for Vishal Patel. Now, here he comes. Aziz final delivery and just keeps it low there. Smart, just keeps it low. Pace off, and that brings the over to a close. So two overs done. It's 12 for one, and just one over to go in the power play. Remember, close to 30, 32 runs at the end of the power play. 30 it was, I think. Yes, because at the final ball we lost Rayo, of course. 30 at the end of three overs. So now they have an over to go, and they're 18 runs behind. Now the man himself, Kala Surya, takes the stage. Remember, 60 plus runs for his team, led from the front, and well, did lose wicket all throughout. It's 12 overs done. Sorry, 12 runs done in two overs. One wicket down. And Kala Surya now comes in with the spin attack. And now it's in the air. Where's it going to go? Is it going to fly all the way? Yes, it does. That's going to be four runs. So that's a really good shot by Karan. Karan Bajeda. Really good shot by Bajeta there. So 6 and 5 respectively. Now Colasurya in the attack. Keeps it low, pace off. That could have been massive if it just spun a little bit more inside. I think three stumps were empty and staring. This time, get something on it towards the leg side. Needs to run fast, especially when you lost a wicket to a run out earlier. You get a little bit more conservative, don't you? Now, yet again, this time we get some good purchase on it. Is it going to fly all the way? Well, it does. Another six from Patel. We saw one earlier, very, very early at the end of the first over. And now this over. Surya, he's been amazing with the bat, but this is turning out to be slightly expensive. There's 11 runs in the over already, and that is exactly what the men in blue needed. They needed an over like this. They needed to just get those runs in, and I think that's that. He was happy with that. He was okay with that. He didn't need to overplay it, and that's exactly what he's done. That brings the over to a close. It's 11 runs in this over. Really important, really good knocking by Karan and Patel. And ultimately, it's 20 for 1 at the end of the power play. So 3 overs done, 7 remain, and the target's still 105. Not a little chunk out of it, and you need 82 more. So now, Surya in the attack. Oh, this time there's something brewing there. Chandima on the attack this time. The first over after the power play. Decide to get who else but Chandima to the fielder. Good fielding. Good fielding that time. We suspect we're going to see Yuto ball pretty soon as well, maybe around over number 5. We shall see. He's handy. He's really handy with the ball. And now, hit full toss there. Is it going to fly all the way? Well, you don't want to give full tosses around here. You really don't, because the ground is not that long. If you get good purchase on the contact, you can hit it really, really well. And that's the third six of the innings for Patel. Well, that is massive. 3 sixes already. And this full toss was best of the lot, I would say. Once again, this time, trying to find something there, maybe. Maybe just played a little square. Maybe that was in his mind. Not sure for the shot. But dot balls are good for Chandama. He'll be happy about that. 7 runs of the over so far. They need a couple more, if not a boundary at least. A boundary would do them good, and a quick run. A single there brings Karan on strike. Final ball of the over. Karan swinging at it. 8 runs of the over so far. They're going to get one more. I don't think they're going to come back for 2. So 9 runs of the over. Still short of what you would require, and ultimately 32 for 1 at the end of 4 overs. Now, Karan on strike. Well, swing and a miss. They need to target the next 2 overs really well, and we should see what they can get because so far, I think Sano Cricket Club will really be in a good position. Aziz here for his second over, of course. Now, Aziz with the delivery this time, hit full toss, and well, was close to the fielder, just bounced off him, and I think that's going to run behind. That's going to go for 4. The fielder there just couldn't get something on it. That was a shout as well. Now again with the delivery this time, and well, he strikes. He strikes this time, and he gets his man. That is exactly what they needed. That is what they needed after a boundary like that. And they knew there was a partnership building here. They could sense that this could be dangerous. And he strikes Aziz right when required. He gets the stop. He gets the wicket. And there you have it. It's 36 for 2. And second wicket's gone. And Vishal Patel on the non-strikers end once again. So who's going to come out now? Who is going to step to the fore now? Because they need someone to come in and build this partnership once again with Vishal Patel. Now we have Emma now stepping to the fore. New batter at the crease. Aggressive early on. Gets that single. Rotates strike well. And Aziz has been really efficient so far, hasn't he? He has had a really good first over. And the second over to match as well. 5 runs off it so far. 4 runs in the first over. But the wicket is the important factor. Now Vishal Patel just playing it and got a little lucky there because that was close. That was close. That was close for comfort. And they get another single. So 6 runs off the over so far. But they need another boundary, don't they? They need another boundary. Otherwise, the run rate will just keep shooting up and the pressure will start building up. They need to relieve pressure every over. They're not going to be able to get two, three really huge overs. You can't count on that. And this time cuts it there, Vishal Patel. Square, but the fielder's there. I think it's just going to be a single to end the over. So that brings the over to a close. A single, that's it. And it's 39 for 2 at the end of 5 overs. 7 runs of this over. And probably I would say 14, 15 runs behind the comfort zone so far. Let's see who's going to come out after this. 5 overs done. Are you going to see Utah ball soon? And now, of course, you ball are at the 4. And this time, well, good bowling. Really good bowling. You don't see him bowling often, Van Olsen. Van Onselen this time today, I think he must be wondering that when would his chance come with the bat, but it's come with the ball, and probably offering a different dimension this time. Patel and Ahmed 40 is up, of course. This time a swing and a miss, and the keeper not able to bring that under control. So another single, couple of singles to start. And now swing and a miss this time. This time, well, that's off. That's off. That's really off, and that needs to get under control. If not, that could have really been a boundary there. That really spun out of control. Not sure. And he's just waiting for the ball there. That's some lucky news. A wide, and I'm sure they got some good runs. A couple. So 3 runs off that ball. Free ball, if you say so. 3 runs. And this time, well, that's a swing. That is an unorthodox shot. Where's it going? It's in the air. And, well, the fielder getting underneath it in the end. But Van Onselen, well, unorthodox with his approach here. That's going to be a wide ball, but no, he's going to play it. He plays it down the leg. Is it going to run all the way for 4? No, the fielder's there. They get a couple. So, final ball of the over now. Again, good spin on it. It's in the air this time. Fielder tried to catch it, and he does that. He does exactly that. That is what they bought him in for. That's what they wanted from him. Emma trying to find the gap multiple times, but this time he loses his wicket. So that's 7 runs in the over, a really good over, run rate wise, and a wicket as well. The third wicket has fallen. Remember, only 2 wickets in the first innings, 3 wickets here already across the first 6 overs. It's 46 for 3 at the end of 6 overs, and there's going to be a new partner once again for Vishal Patel. Now, this time, starting once again, Khan in the attack now. Starts with a wide, and Vishal Patel still at the crease, wondering, wondering that is there an answer to this? 58 now needed of 24. The run rate shooting up, of course, as expected. They need those big overs now. They need close to 15 runs per over. And they need an over that probably goes for 20s to maybe have some hope. And this time, tries to find an opening. I would say that Vishal Patel has done well to be in the position where he's held on throughout and put up respectable runs. But the caveat is that he's got three sixes. That takes him to 18 runs alone. So there's been 5 runs that have come in the next 15 balls that you look at. 18 balls played, 5 runs in 15 because he's got three sixes. You could say he's waiting for his moments, he's waiting for his opportunities, yes, but maybe just expected a little bit more from him, especially after those three sixes, because if he would have been closer to 30, 35 by now, it could have put his team in a position of 60 runs in 6 overs. That would really be looking like a different game right now. Nevertheless, we go on. He's still at the crease and he's still trying to hit those shots. And this time, the fielder there, once again, the field placement really working its way brilliantly. Now, once again, this time, well, there's an appeal. There's an appeal there, but the umpire's not interested. Leg by, says the umpire. The 50 comes up, of course, up to 51 now, where they're still to get off the mark. Vishal Patel taking the responsibility, but that's the problem is that singles and twos are just going to favor the bowling side right now. They're going to be happy with that. And well, that's going to be a dead ball, I'm sure. Wide. The signal comes up as well, crossed the line, and was comparatively low as well. So, an extra well welcomed by the batting side. Now, in the attack. This time, gets a good swing on it. It's in the air. Where's it going to go? It travels. It travels once again, and that's the fourth six of the innings for Vishal Patel. Vishal shots indeed. That's six more, and they needed that. They really needed that, didn't they? Is it all of them in the same side? If you notice, I think all of them have been across that leg side in the gap there. As long as I can remember, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's got that shot down. He's got that shot down really well between, deep, deep forward and let's say long on the gap there. Catch them that six. 10 runs off the over so far. He needs another boundary, doesn't he? He really needs something. Let's see if they can get that. Just looking for the ball. Just a small break here in between. Up to 58 now. If they can get another boundary here, then a little pressure will be off, won't it? They'll still be par, but at least they're placing themselves in a good position. Let's have a look at the game so far. It's 58 to 3, 6.5 overs, one ball to go at the end of this over. The six just right before this, 47 to chase, 47 to win in 19 balls. And Patel, 30 from 20, not the worst striking in the world. He's been consistent. He's been effective. Of course, you would have expected a little more from him. I think, like I said earlier, maybe And 8 or 10 more runs at this position would really put his team in a good spot. But so far, really good bowling by a couple of good performers here, especially Aziz. Aziz has been brilliant, I would say, today. And the batting side, well, I think everyone contributed a little. They've lost only 2 wickets when they were batting. Sano, of course, but Surya are well and clear about all. Now, Patel facing the final ball of this over, ready to go once again. And, well, just lost his step there a little, the bowler. Stepping up to it, swing and a miss there. It's going to go behind and get them a single. And that's going to be the end of the over. 59 at the end of 7. It's going to get Vishal back on strike with 46 runs needed in 3 overs. But you saw the attempt, you saw the intention there. He needed to step up. He took the risk, stepped to it, and well, the wicket keeper couldn't just react in time. Otherwise, there was a stumping opportunity right there. So the required run rate stays quite similar from 14.6. It comes up to 15.3 and over. Still in the same ballpark. That's what they need. They need 15 runs and over. It's as simple as that. A couple of sixes takes them home. And couple of sixes consistently each over. That's not going to be easy. But this is cricket. It's not over till it's over. Absolutely not over. Let's see who steps up now to the plate. Who's going to take the responsibility with the ball. Well, it looks like it's Elena who's come to the fore. Elena Kusudanan. And she's just setting up the field. We've seen some good deliveries from her throughout the T20 tournament earlier. Now she's stepping right to this one. Now, here she comes in the attack. And Vishal just hits it straight down the line. I think the field is converging. Are they going to come back for 2? I don't think that's an option. Yes, they make it happen. They make it happen with brilliant running because they need to get Vishal on strike. Even Vaidya knows that. The batter who's found 4 sixes, who's in form today, he needs to play maximum amount of deliveries here today. Pressure? Yes. But you're playing sports after all. You have to feel the pressure. Now, this time it's in the air. I don't think he's got good purchase on it. Can someone get underneath it? No, it lands in no man's land. So Kasudanan is trying, and I don't think they ran there. They did. They've got a single. Kasudanan, good bowling. You can see the line and length, especially the length, is very good. The line maybe could just improve a little, but what she's doing is it's pace off, and that does not enable the batsman to hit it cleanly. It has to have a lot of power from the batter himself when it's low paced. This time, look at that, just swings at it. It's going to go down the line, and the fielder there comfortably feeling it, sending it back from mid on. He's happy with that. He's okay with that. They're always going to be okay with singles on there. Singles and twos, very good. Patel now on strike. Can he find a couple of boundaries in this over? He knows he needs that. That's going to be wide. Leave that one. This time he's hit it well. Where's it going to go? It's in no man's land once again. And look at the fielder charging through. That's the intent you want. That's what you need. So It's been an over of singles and doubles so far. And that's good bowling. That's really good bowling. No, says Vishal there. There's a direct throw, and this time they go for the single. I don't think they needed that. I think they could have just kept. Well, it was tempting, it was tempting. But I think the better option would just been to throw that ball in the hands of Elena. Elena would have really gotten that wicket, wouldn't she? It looked like that would have been the best option. But, well, not today. So, an overthrow single there. 8 runs of the over so far. And just one ball to go. Can they get a boundary here? They need a boundary here. And it's hit straight down the line. I think the fielder's going to reach there in time. Yes, he does. And that's 9 runs at the end of this over. That takes them to 68 for 3 at the end of 8 overs. Really, really good over. Really good over by Elena. Because now it leaves them in a difficult position of 37 from 13. From 12, rather. Need 19 runs and over now. Very difficult. This is going to be really difficult, but we're going to see what happens right here in front of us. 68 for 3 at the end of 8 overs. And looks like now they're going to face Utah Ball. Well, there you go. Now, where they are just trying to play down the leg side, it's in the air, but dropped at the boundary. And you see these are standard wicket patterns you see from Utah Ball. This is very common. Usually, he does this very well. He has that swing along with the spin approach that he does, and a lot of catches in the deep. Just takes the pace off in the end. Now, flighted there. Vishal Patel gets something on it. It's just going to get them a single, and it's going to be really difficult now because they need close to 20 runs and over. This is those extras, those sixes, those fours that Surya brought in. That was really important. And those couple of overs here where they couldn't get those 10, 15 runs, that is what created. And now the finger goes up there, where they're on mark there. Couldn't get anything on it. The finger goes up, the LBW, and that is the fourth wicket to fall here. Meanwhile, Vishal Patel still remains at the crease at 38. Well, fourth wicket, Utah Ball strikes, and to make matters worse now, it's going to be a new player. Now, once again, this time Mishra, the new batter on the crease, he has to step out for it and ultimately just bowled a little wide. Are they going to come back for two? The fielder slips there. Outfield just, the grass just giving way under the feet, losing grip. I think they're going to come back for two. They did. Mishra now, can he build something up? Can he deliver something? Looking to strike it once again. Unreal. Just happy with that. I think there was a call for a single there. Ultimately, nothing. 3 runs off the over so far. Final delivery. Really, really brilliant over by Utah Ball. And now, there it is. They're looking for a single. But Patel just saying no there in the end. So, that brings about the end of the over. I think they could have tried maybe for a single because they need him on strike. But ultimately, this is going to be a mammoth task. 34 needed from 6. basically needs six sixes. That's all you can say about it. Six sixes, or maybe, if you want to be lenient, five sixes and a four. Either work, two options, but that's all he has. That's the option he has. Every ball needs to go for a boundary. Five of them need to go for a six. That's what it is, the equation. And the odds of that happening, well, it's not impossible, but the probability is very low, extremely low. Now try to swipe at it, and it's in the air. There it is. Well, Van Olsen gets the responsibility, and straight off the bat there, probably that's the end of the match. Van Onselen gets an important wicket once again. He did that earlier, and this is the final over in front of us. 71 on the board. Mishra tried to reverse sweep it into the air, I think. Does not come off. And now it's 34 needed of 5. And ultimately, you've also lost someone who's been there from the get go. Well, if there was a sign, this is it, isn't it? Now just hitting it towards the off. Van Onselen now this time. Again, there's an appeal, and he gets another one. He gets another one. Wow. Wow, what an over this is. If anything, if there was any worry at all, any stress at all, he's eliminated all of it. 72 on the board, and that's a huge target when you have to chase 100 plus. Let's not forget that in the T10 overs. And well, they've bowled brilliantly as well. They've not given any gaps except for a couple of overs. Four sixes, of course, by Vishal Patel, but ultimately not enough. Not enough for sure. And you've seen a couple of new batters at the crease. You've seen Mishra come and go. You saw Singh come and go now. Dua at the non-strikers end. Pradeep Dua, of course. And now, probably just the final few balls in front of us, where we're just going to see a more relaxed, more safer approach for the Sano Cricket Club, because they know they're through. They know they have the match in their hands. Now, once again, this time, swing and a miss. And well, that is it. So, with that, it comes to an end. Indeed, that is it. They were always in a good position. They were always going to fancy themselves after those few wickets. But ultimately, that is the end of the game, and they have won it. The Sano Cricket Club really put themselves in a good position early on, especially with Kolo Surya scoring those 60 plus runs when they did. And after that, well, it was not smooth sailing, Vishal Patel did give them a fight, but at times it seemed like he was alone in that fight. There's always going to be a mammoth total to chase. You can see the high fives, you can see the celebrations. This is the first game of the JCL T10 season, and they start with a victory here. The Sano Cricket Club and the men in blue need to go have a rethink on what different they could just tweak. Of course, they played a top team here, but maybe a little different in a few places could have brought them in a good position here. Ultimately, that is it. And the end of the game in front of us. I was just going to have the stats come out for you. So, well, that is the end of game number one for today. Don't go anywhere. There's another game coming here, of course, which starts in 30 minutes' time between, of course, the Rising Stars and Sano Cricket Club. It's going to start soon. And in the meanwhile, we take a small break and we'll be back, of course, the JCL T10 League. Well, see you around very soon.